ladies and gentlemen, and a warm welcome to all of our distinguished dignitaries, honorable guests, and esteemed members of the L&T Group and LTI Mindtree. A hearty good morning indeed to all of you. And a warm welcome on behalf of LTI Mindtree Limited. We extend a very warm welcome to each one of you and also express our gratitude for being here on an occasion that is truly, truly momentous. And in the history of LTI Mindtree, this is where the commencement of trading of LTI Mindtree shares on the Indian stock market under its new name will be witnessed. So that being said, we'd like to extend a warm welcome to our dignitaries on the dais. We have with us our host for today, Mr. S.S. Mundra, Chairman BSE. We are also joined by the distinguished directors on the board and leadership team of LTI Mindtree, who are also stalwarts in the respective fields. We have the august presence of Mr. A.M. Nayak, Group Chairman of L&T and Founder Chairman of LTI Mindtree. Mr. S.N. Subramanian, Chief Executive Officer and Managing Director of L&T Group and Vice Chairman of LTI Mindtree. Mr. R. Shankar Raman, Whole-Time Director and Chief Financial Officer of L&T Group and Non-Executive Director of LTI Mindtree. Mr. Debashish Chatterjee, Chief Executive Officer and Managing Director, LTI Mindtree, and Mr. Vineet Teredesai, Chief Financial Officer, LTI Mindtree. So ladies and gentlemen, as we're about to begin this beautiful occasion, first up, if I could humbly request everyone to please rise up to honor the national anthem.
Janagana mana adhinayak jaya he, Bharat bhagya vidhata. Punjab, Sindh, Gujarat, Maratha, Dravida, Utkala, Vanga. Vindhya, Himachal, Yamuna, Ganga, Uchchal, Jaladhi, Taranga. Tava Shubha Name Jage, Tava Shubha Ashish Mange, Gahe Tava Jaya Gatha. Jana Gana Mangala Dayak Jaya He, Bharat Bhagya Vidhata. Jaya He, Jaya He, Jaya He, Jaya 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 He.
I request all our dignitaries to please continue standing, because now it's also time to honor the L&T anthem.
जिसकी मिट्टी से पैदा हुए हम, कर्ज हम उस ज़मीं का चुकाएं।
जिसकी मिट्टी से पैदा हुए हम, कर्ज हम उस ज़मीं का चुकाएं।
हाथ में हाथ देकर बढ़े हम, जब तलक मंजिले में न जाए।
एक नई भोर की रोशनी से हर अंधेरे को हम जगमगाए।
जो भी हमको मिला इस जहां से, हर तरह से उसे हम चुकाएं।
May we kindly request everyone to please take your seats. I must admit that this is truly an iconic day with all of us gathered here to be a part of something absolutely iconic in a building that's also been made by L&T, and all of us coming together to witness this momentous occasion. So once again, I'd like to extend a warm welcome and my gratitude to all of you. With that, as we're about to begin the program, we'd also like to welcome our distinguished guests by presenting a floral bouquet and a special money plant that actually signifies growth in order to commemorate their presence here today. So first up, if I could please request Mr. Debashish Chatterjee to please present the floral bouquet and the money plant to Mr. A.M. Nayak to welcome him to this beautiful occasion. I now request Mr. A.M. Nayak, sir, if I may please request you to present the floral bouquet and the money plant to welcome Mr. S.S. Mundra. I now request, once again, Mr. Debashish Chatterjee to also please welcome Mr. S.N. Subramanian by presenting the floral bouquet. And the money plant as well, as we had earlier mentioned, something that truly signifies growth. So I'm going to request Mr. Debashish Chatterjee to also please welcome Mr. S.N. Subramanian. I further request Mr. Chatterjee to also please welcome Mr. R. Shankaraman by presenting the floral bouquet and the money plant. I now invite Mr. Tridib Bharat, Corporate Secretary, LTI Mindtree, to please come on stage, sir, to welcome Mr. Debashish Chatterjee. And I request you, sir, to please present the floral bouquet and the money plant to Mr. Debashish Chatterjee. I further request Mr. Tridib Bharat to also welcome Mr. Vineet Teredesai by presenting the floral bouquet and the money plant. I must say it's like a welcome of the flowers and the plants, the leaves. It's a tree of life. And that's what we're here today to celebrate. On this momentous occasion, we take those smiles forward, and we do so with the auspicious occasion and the beginning with the lighting of the lamp, for which, if I may please request our honorable dignitaries to kindly step forward for the lighting of the lamp. So if I may please request Mr. S.S. Mundra, the entire leadership team of LTI Mindtree, and if I may also request Sanjukta Kulkarni and Sonal Basu to please join our dignitaries on the dais for the lighting of the lamp. much. And with that, it is indeed a mark of a new and a prosperous beginning. I request all of you to please take your seats. Ladies and gentlemen, earlier this year in May 2022, Larsen & Toubro Group announced the merger of its two companies, Mindtree and LTI, also known as L&T Infotech Limited, in order to create India's next at-scale IT services player, which is why it is only pertinent that we now take a look at the newly minted brand LTI Mindtree in the form of a video. So let's take a look at the video, please.
Three acclaimed challengers join hands to create a leader, a new kind of technology consulting powerhouse, built to meet the unique needs of today's enterprises, built to deliver superior client service and best-in-class capabilities at scale. Introducing LTI Mindtree, backed by 80 years of Larsen & Toubro Group's engineering prowess, with the strength of 90,000 talented professionals and a global presence spanning over 30 countries across 5 continents. We are LTI Mindtree.
Well, that deserves a round of applause indeed. And I'm sure that all of us agree that two minds are better than one, but when two minds come together, they become more powerful than many in the pursuit of excellence and growth. LTI and Mindtree started operating as a merged entity from November 14th, 2022, after receiving regulatory approvals. In fact, the merger is all about getting faster to the future together, and also about having an unmatched core to experience transformation, and also about reinventing businesses for the marketplace of the future. So now, ladies and gentlemen, LTI Mindtree is all set to start trading on the bourses under its new name, and the gong ceremony here today at the BSE truly marks this important occasion, for which may I now humbly request Mr. A.M. Nayak to please present the opening remarks for this glorious occasion. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. A.M. Nayak.
Mindtree leaders, executives, Mr. S.H. Mundra and other guests from BSE, our partners, well-wishers and colleagues. This day could not have been more exciting and satisfying for me, because this company was started in August 2000. Although if you read the book, it will show 96. But 96 was mere transfer for 60% attrition rate we had, and to minimize that and to pay them IT salaries, we transferred them. We couldn't have done it within L&T. And that is basically the captive 300 staff. And then, of course, there was some work of Y2K, and there was some .com work, but that all ended in 99. And then that is the time I took over the L&T chairmanship, and we worked on 5-year strategic plan. At the end, we realized that we are not going to be able to resolve the strategic plan, the targets, unless the attrition rate is brought down. Attrition rate was only in IT-enabled services, not in the rest of L&T. And even then it was 40%. Even then it was 40%. And the reason was, it's not just salary, but the US and the other countries, visas were available freely, because there were two kinds of explosive requirement of people, as I mentioned, Y2K and .com. But they both ended simultaneously. And we had not been able to carrying on from where we were, like possibly some others did. So, August 2000, after the 5-year plan was launched, I realized that all this is fine, but how do we really achieve it? And my principle was always, we will not start any business unless it is $1 billion, whether it is IT or, for that matter, any. So, in August 2000 we launched. November 2000 I made a first visit. I'm going to be very, very short, all over the world. It had been the most challenging time in my career, because not a single person was ready to join, not knowing whether L&T is really there in IT. And when they started to realize, when we got recognition of some kind with 2 or 3 successes, they were still doubting whether we will be really that committed. And it took some 5 to 7 years of my going around the world, apart from others, and we had only 3 or 4 people, nobody hardly on the ground. But I'm not going into the complete history, but to say the least, our challenges continue of different kind. And that is, our size was too small to compete with other companies. And we were always looking for opportunities. And finally in 19, contrary to, I want to say emphatically, to many people were led to believe by the previous owner that it was a hostile takeover. It was not a hostile takeover. One of the major shareholder came to us and he was about to sell the company to private equity. But he always at the bottom of his heart, the interest of the employees and so on. So he came to us. To cut a long story short, this is really how it started. We didn't go and raid any company or anything. Then by obligation, we had to make an open offer, which we did. And we became 61% owner. And this is where we are. After 19, both company grew. We allowed them to go as per our own plan. And then came a time when we thought, though we were somewhat complementing synergy, that there is a lot we can do together and lift the size where we will be classified into bigger companies and will get called from all customers, recognizing that we are now there of some kind of large size company. And that's what we did, and that's what we are here to launch the combined company called LTI Mindtree. And for L&T Mindtree, further, the strategic vision of expanding L&T's IT services business and including L&T Mindtree and L&T's technological achievement and L&T Technology Services, that's another company, an independently listed company, to around 26% today. In a total L&T, this is about 26%. And if you take into account the profitability and valuation, even higher. So it's a very important business which has turned out from nowhere. And today we are enthused to not only really push this business, but to take it forward very, very fast and to come to 10 billion maybe in 4 years' time. Combined revenue is currently, of all the 3 companies, is 5.5 billion, and it's not going to be easy task to take it 5.5 to 10, but I think we are going to have a very big, very, very important shot at it. L&T is committed to growing the technology service business and fully supporting the new entity. Thank you so much for always being there for us, and we look forward to your continued support as a Mindtree aims for LTI Mindtree aims for higher levels of growth and value creation. I wish the entire L&T Mindtree team and everyone associated with the organization to all-time very best and reach it to the height we want it to be. Thank you very much to all of you for coming. And as I mentioned, I want to end saying, I'll sleep well. Because in August 2000, I never thought this is the day we will see. But we are not seeing, and because we are seeing, and because of that, it gives us encouragement to double its size in 4 years, and I hope we succeed. And now the successive generation, because in August 2000, not a single person who is sitting in the hall was present other than me. But now there are a lot who will push this company to even greater heights in 4 to 5 years. So once again, I wish you all the very, very best. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. If you're able to celebrate the glorious present, it's also because we're able to touch certain moments in the past and that of history. So thank you very much for sharing your dynamic words with all of us. Ladies and gentlemen, with that, I now humbly request Mr. S.S. Mundra, Chairman BSE, to please share his thoughts with the August gathering.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of BSE, I extend a warm welcome to particularly first all the dignitaries on the dais, Mr. Nayak, Mr. Subramanian, Mr. Devashish Chatterjee, Mr. Shankar Raman, Mr. Tere Desai, and all the other members of extended L&T family, if I can say so, and all the other stakeholders who must have worked hard to make this listing possible, successful. In this historic international convention a la BSE is a special privilege for all of us from BSE family. Now, I think Mr. Nayak has already spoken about what goes in making some company successful and the making listing possible. But I was reflecting, whenever a company comes for first time for the listing in the exchange, generally it heralds for the company moving to a new strata, beginning of a new corporate life in terms of governance, discipline, disclosure, transparency, and so on. Now, I was just, mulling over it. I was musing that here two companies are coming together which are already known for all these factors. It's not that because of the listing they will have to start doing that. They are already known for that. So what ultimately this, merge entity, what does it ultimately translate into? That was what my thought process. And I thought we are already talking about the business level. Mr. Nayak has already spoken about the 10 billion in coming 5 years and so on. I would say it will be a great opportunity for both the companies to not only put their combined strength together for the business augmentation, but there will always be something to pick up from each other in terms of governance, in terms of best practices, in terms of sustainability. And this is my strong belief, and there are empirical evidence that the companies which have set the benchmarks in governance and sustainability, those are the companies which have not only survived but thrived, not for 5 years, not for decades, but for centuries. So on behalf of entire BSE family, this is our best wishes to LTI Mindtree and to the larger L&T group. Just very briefly about BSE. BSE is 148-year-old, probably one of the oldest financial institution in country. In a sense, it is a reflection of whatever happens in Indian economy. This is a historic convention hall. This is the place where there used to be open cry system, And today we have moved to technology. Somewhere, what you are going to do in LTI Mindtree. And let me tell you, in terms of technology, BSE is probably one of we have not seen any major glitches or outages in past several years. BSE is the largest exchange also in terms of listed company in the world. We have more than 4,800 companies listed here. We are also the fastest exchange in the world with a processing time of 6 microseconds. We have a network of 1,300 brokers with 100,000 outlets where they operate. So I won't take much time. It's not the time to talk about BSE. It is time to talk about the LTI Mindtree. But what I meant to say, apart from being an exchange, there are various value-added services that BSE provides to the listed companies, which include the risk management, clearing, settlement, education, data services and all that. And I'm sure that what we are witnessing today would be beginning of a relationship which will go beyond listing and will go to the other thing. So with that, I once again thanks all of you for coming here and wish all the best to the merged entity in times to come. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for sharing your valuable words. And as you had rightly shared with us about the fact a relationship that goes beyond the listing, and at the same time also sharing few words about the iconic BSE, something that holds very good memories for all of us, as you had mentioned, in the form of a relationship, in the form of numbers, or most importantly, in the form of growth. That being said, I'd now like to invite Mr. Debashish Chatterjee to also please share his thoughts on this remarkable occasion. Over to you, sir.
Mr. A.M. Nayak, Mr. S.N. Subramanian, Mr. R. Shankar Raman, Mr. S.S. Mundra, members of the BSE Executive Committee, fellow directors and executives from the L&T family, all our special guests, our well-wishers, friends from the media, and my colleagues, a very good morning to all of you. It is indeed my honor to be part of this iconic bell-ringing ceremony, a truly landmark moment for us. As the newest company to join the elite league of top-tier IT services companies, LTI Mindtree brings together two companies with a rich track record of value creation and becomes the 5th largest IT services company in India by current market capitalization. The strategy and capabilities of LTI and Mindtree have been validated by their ability to deliver solid business outcomes quarter after quarter and year after year, even during times of significant change, uncertainty, and disruption. LTI Mindtree will build upon this growth momentum of its constituents and become far greater than their sum, or as we call it at LTI Mindtree, 1 + 1 greater than 2. Our organizational synergies provide us an even stronger platform to drive future growth. Our expanded capabilities and access to new clients in complementary verticals will create enormous cross-sell and upsell opportunities. We are confident in our ability to deliver enhanced value to both new as well as existing clients through cross-pollination of learnings and capabilities across our expanded portfolio. Today marks an important milestone in our journey from good to great. As we embark upon this next phase of this growth journey as an at-scale, top-tier player, I sincerely thank all of our clients, partners, investors, and talented teams for their consistent support and cooperation. As LTI Mindtree, we remain committed to upholding and augmenting the high levels of engagement, responsiveness, and entrepreneurship that made our erstwhile constituents special to our stakeholders. We look forward to your continued trust and support. in powering the next phase of our growth as LTI Mindtree. Please join me in wishing LTI Mindtree and everyone associated with the company a bigger, brighter, and bolder future. In a rapidly converging world, giving rise to newer business models and revenue streams, we bring the diversity of scale and digital capabilities required to get businesses to the future faster together. This opportunity is a rare privilege, and we are committed to honoring it with the highest level of expertise, passion, and responsibility. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed, Mr. Chatterjee. As you had mentioned, we are indeed embarking the next phase of the growth journey. And as we celebrate passion and responsibility, we'd also like to take a couple of moments in order to honor and gratitude this relationship between LTI Mindtree and the BSE. So for this, first up, ladies and gentlemen, I now humbly request Mr. A.M. Nayak to please present a memento to Mr. S.S. Mundra in order to honor and also to celebrate the gratitude and the relationship between LTI Mindtree and BSE. So if I could request Mr. A.M. Nayak to please present this memento. It's a symbolic ticker. I think when we think about BSE, we think about the ticker. So it's a symbolic ticker that is celebrating this occasion. I now request Mr. Debashish Chatterjee to also please present this memento to Mr. A.M. Nayak. We can see the ticker flowing. Yes, sir, absolutely. As today, in fact, is the commencement of the trading of LTI Mindtree shares on the Indian stock market, I further request Mr. Debashish Chatterjee to also present the memento to Mr. S.N. Subramanian. And I further request Mr. Chatterjee to also please present the memento to Mr. R. Shankar Raman. Well, as you can notice, it has the unique number of the BSE. Well, that being said, we'd now like to celebrate this relationship two ways. So I'm going to request now Mr. S.S. Mundra to also please present the mementos, sir. We're going to now request on behalf of BSE. So I'm going to be requesting Mr. S.S. Mundra to please also present the memento to Mr. A.M. Nayak. Well, this time on behalf of BSE. So as you can see, that's a symbolic gong, and I'm sure in a few minutes we are awaiting the gong ceremony. So this is the symbolic gong. And I request Mr. S.S. Mundra to please present it to Mr. A.M. Nayak. And I further now request Mr. S.S. Mundra to also please present the memento to Mr. S.N. Subramanian. And as you can all see, we always feel very bullish about the way we work and the outcome as well. So here you go. Ladies and gentlemen, and again, a very symbolic memento. I request you, sir. I request Mr. S.S. Mundra to present it to Mr. S.N. Subramanian. Sir. Well, let's keep the applause going, ladies and gentlemen. And now I request Mr. Mundra to please present the memento to Mr. R. Shankar Raman. I further request Mr. Mundra to please present the memento to Mr. Debashish Chatterjee. And I further request Mr. Mundra, once again, sir, to please present the symbolic memento to Mr. Vineet Theredesai. Well, that being said, I'm sure all of us were also equally looking at our own watches, or for that matter, the clock, because it's that time of the day wherein we are almost inching closer towards the gong ceremony. Well, that's right. Ladies and gentlemen, this indeed is a landmark moment, and which is why I will be requesting our dignitaries to also please step forward. If I could request all our dignitaries on the dais to kindly move towards the gong. And just a small request to our members of the audience, our guests, is to ensure that we all remain seated during the gong ceremony in order to ensure that our videographers and our TV media can also capture this precious moment in their frame. So I'm going to request everyone to please be seated. Yes, I do realize that in the age of social media and digital, we will keep our mobile phones on, but I'm going to request you all to please be seated. And we still have a minute left before we actually, embark this moment. So I'm going to request all of you to come together meanwhile. And I'm also going to be having a countdown. So I'm going to be also ushering everyone to join me in that countdown. So once we start with the countdown, and then we will be having the gong ceremony for all of us. So as you can see, we still have 34 seconds to go, ladies and gentlemen. We still have time, yes, sir. We still have another 28 seconds. The time is ticking. That means the excitement is building. Well, yes, indeed, it's a landmark moment and coming together of, that's right, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The magnificent sound of the conches ushering the new era of LTI Mindtree. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations. LTI Mindtree Limited has now officially started trading on the stock exchanges. Can we have a huge, huge round of applause one more time to commemorate this momentous occasion? While this is all captured on our mobile phones, we'll also have them captured in the form of a Kodak moment. Thank you very much. And we're going to request all of you to please take your seats. We request all our dignitaries. Well, as I say that it always takes the coming together of the right minds in order to create a moment that is truly, truly celebratory, worthy, or for that matter, something that can create an impact. And this wouldn't have been possible without the sort of continued contribution and the guidance of our partners, which is why now I will be requesting our respective dignitaries to also felicitate our partners for coming together in this growth journey. So ladies and gentlemen, first up, I would humbly request Mr. A.M. Nayak to please felicitate our partners, sir, and I would be inviting them on the dais, and I request you to please do the honors. As I invite them, just a quick note, ladies and gentlemen, as I invite our valuable partners on the stage, I'm going to request them to please come on our stage left and to make the exit on the stage right. And this is not just for the aesthetics of the video, but we also have ensured that we have something special waiting on this side of the stage as well. So I'm going to request our partners to please do so. First up, ladies and gentlemen, from AZB, we have with us Mr. Ashwath Rao, Senior Partner. So if we can have a round of applause. Because as the advisor to Larsen & Toubro Limited for the transaction, AZB reviewed the scheme and other related documents for and on the behalf of the company, and their advice has also helped L&T make appropriate and timely decisions. So we sincerely thank Mr. Ashwath Rao. So yes, sir, absolutely. We're just going to help you out as well. Curiosity is always the mark of a leader, and we love that curiosity, sir. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as the designated stock exchange, BSE extended invaluable support to the merging companies at each stage of approval in the merger process. So from BSE, first up, may I please invite Mr. Neeraj Kulshrestha, Chief Regulatory Officer. May I further invite Nayan Mehta, Chief Financial Officer. May I further invite Karsi Tavadia, Chief Information Officer. Mr. Girish Joshi, Chief Trading Operations and Listing Sales. And if I may also please invite Mr. Bhushan Mukashi, General Manager Listing Sales, to please come on stage. I would request once again Mr. A.M. Nayak to please felicitate our invaluable partners, and this time from BSE. We have our invaluable partners from BSE. In fact, the execution of the transaction, which culminated in this momentous occasion within 7 months of the approval of the scheme, would not have been possible without the support and cooperation of BSE. We'd now also like to inform our members of the audience that CAM acted as a legal advisor to LTI for the transaction. The formulation of the scheme and its approval by NCLT Mumbai at the very first hearing was made possible by CAM's meticulous planning and execution at each stage of the approval process. So we're truly grateful, for which I now request Mr. R. Shankar Raman. So if I may please request you to felicitate the dignitaries coming in from CAM. If I may please invite L. Vishwanathan, Partner. Indraneel Deshmukh, Partner. May I further invite Shishir Vaitaden, Partner, and Tapan Deshpande, Director, Corporate Litigation, CAM, to please come on stage. Thank you very much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we also have with us today Citigroup Global Markets India Private Limited, and we are truly grateful to them for their role as the financial advisors to LTI. May I now request Mr. S.N. Subramanian, sir, to please also felicitate Mr. Anshul Gupta, Managing Director, Citi. If I may please invite Mr. Anshul Gupta to please come on stage. All right, so well, on that note, absolutely, sir. But that shouldn't stop us from also thanking them. So we'd like to thank the Citigroup Global Markets India Private Limited team as well for guiding us. With that, let me also move ahead and now further request Mr. R. Shankar Raman to also please felicitate the dignitaries, the partners from EY, because moving to EY, valuers appointed by the Mindtree, we in fact wanted to thank the EY team represented by Mr. Naveen Vora, National Leader, and Mr. Amish Mehta, partner. So if I may please humbly invite on stage Mr. Naveen Vora and Mr. Amish Mehta to please come forward. As we march ahead, ladies and gentlemen, we would also like to thank Goldman Sachs, who provided their fairness opinion to Mindtree on the valuations done for the merger. So if I may please request Mr. S.N. Subramanian to please felicitate our valuable partners from Goldman Sachs. May I please invite Mr. Sanjay Chatterjee, Chairman and CEO, Goldman Sachs India, to please come on stage. May I further please invite Mr. Sudarshan Ramakrishnan, Managing Director, Goldman Sachs, and Mr. Sumit Roy, Executive Director, Goldman Sachs. Well, moving ahead, I also further request Mr. S.N. Subramanian to also please felicitate the dynamic team from Grant Thornton. We have with us Mr. Dhanraj Bhagat, partner, Grant Thornton. We also have with us Arpit Thakur, partner, Grant Thornton, and we also have with us Darshana Karakia, partner, Grant Thornton. So if I may please invite them to please come on stage. We'd like to thank them for their role as the valuers appointed by LTI. I further request you, sir, to also please felicitate our team from KPMG. So if I may request you, sir, to please do the honors. We in fact have the team from KPMG, and we'd like to thank them for their role as financial advisors to Mindtree. So, sir, I'm going to request you to please present the memento. First up to Mr. Naveen Agrawal, partner, Markets, KPMG. May I also please invite on stage Karan Meshri, Vice President, KPMG, to please come on stage. I further request Mr. S.N. Subramanian to also please present a memento to our team that's come from Kroll. We have the valued partners from Kroll who provided their fairness opinion to LTI. So for which, may I please invite on stage Mr. Umakant Panigrahi, Managing Director, Kroll, and Yash Khetan, Director, Kroll. I further request Mr. S.N. Subramanian, sir, once again, to please also present the memento to the team McKinsey. And this is where we'd like to thank them for their work on the overall integration, program management, and their advisory service on critical areas like future system design. May I please invite Mr. Ankit Arora, partner McKinsey, to please come on stage. And can we keep that applause going, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you very much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, as we march ahead, I now request Mr. Debashish Chatterjee to also please present the memento to the team from Lincoln Time RTA. And this is where we'd like to invite Swati Uchal, who's the head corporate registry, Lincoln Time RTA, to please come on stage. We'd like to thank, as a registrar and share transfer agent, having actively contributed to the prompt allotment of LTI Mindtree shares to the shareholders of erstwhile Mindtree within a day after the record date. I further request Mr. Chatterjee to also please present the memento to the team from SPJ Legal Bengaluru. May I please invite Saji P. John, Advocate, SPJ Legal Bengaluru. Ladies and gentlemen, SPJ acted as a legal advisor to erstwhile Mindtree for the transaction and formulated the scheme and assisted in its approval by NCLT Bengaluru. And finally, I now request Mr. Chatterjee to also please present the memento to the team from Trustwell Management Services. We'd like to invite Mr. Mayank Lunawat, founder and director, Trustwell Management Services. They've in fact helped us with our shareholder communication. So our gratitude and our thanks. Thank you very much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, this morning indeed is all about embarking a new growth journey. And as we have witnessed this momentous occasion, and also, as we are almost coming towards the end of the program, I now request Mr. Vinit Teredesai to please conclude the ceremony by presenting the vote of thanks.
Our Chairman, sir, Mr. Naik, Mr. S.S. Mundra, Mr. S.N. Subramaniam, Mr. R. Shankar Raman, Mr. Debashish Chatterjee, our eminent invitees, my dear colleagues, a very good morning. On behalf of L&T Group and LTI Mindtree, I thank you for being a part of this historic occasion for LTI Mindtree. We are grateful to all members of the LTI Mindtree family for their contribution to our growth journey. An event as big as the inception of the new Tier 1 company cannot happen overnight. The wheels started rolling months ago. It took exhaustive planning and preparation to get to this point. We are fortunate to have been backed by a number of highly motivated and dedicated colleagues and advisors. On behalf of LTI Mindtree, I express my heartfelt gratitude to them for their tireless support. I also take this opportunity to call out some of them, not in a specific order. Our legal advisors, AZB, Cyril Amarchand Mangaldas, J. Sagar Associates, and HPJ Legal. Our investment bankers, Citibank and KPMG. Our valuation partners, Kroll and EY. Our fair valuation advisors, Grant Thornton and Goldman Sachs. Our consulting advisor, McKinsey. From L&T, the corporate finance team led by our group CFO, Mr. R. Shankar Raman, the program management team from the L&T group. On behalf of LTI Mindtree, I also wish to thank BSE and NSE for their cooperation and help. And last but not the least, I would also like to highlight the tremendous hard work, passion and commitment with which the finance, legal, secretarial, the program management office, HR, marketing, IT, administration, procurement, and various other teams of erstwhile LTI and erstwhile Mindtree collaborated to make the LTI Mindtree a reality. We look forward to turning our collective might into a much larger force for unleashing the possibilities for all our stakeholders. Thank you once again for being here with us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Well, I must admit it's indeed a milestone. And first up, we are truly grateful to our host, BSE, our LTI Mindtree family and friends, well-wishers, our shareholders, stakeholders, and all of you who took time to celebrate this beautiful occasion with all of us. Thank you very much, and let's have a huge round of applause one more time to commemorate this momentous occasion, ladies and gentlemen. With that, we now cordially invite all our guests to please join us for refreshments in the adjacent hall. Thank you once again for being part of this valuable occasion. Thank you very much. Have a great day indeed.